You probably have Googled a compound mass before, but what if a Discord bot can tell you that instantly? Today, I'll show you how I built a Discord bot that gives you instant chemical info using only Python and PubChem API. And by the end of this video, you will have a working Discord bot that fetches chemical data using chemical IDs, and anyone in your server can use it. So first thing first, we're going to import some libraries for this project. These libraries will make sure that our bot works properly. Let's break down the libraries used in this bot. Discord. This brings the main Discord API library. It allows us to interact with Discord features like messages, users, and channel. Logging. Used to track what's happening in your bot. It helps record errors or events to a log file for debugging. Commands. This gives access to commands extension, make it easier to create bot commands that we'll be using later in this video. Load.env. Load sensitive data like your bot token from a .env file instead of hard coding it. It's a security best practice. OS lets us interact with the operating system, in this case to read token from environment variables. And finally, PubChem Pi. This connects our bot to the PubChem database so it can search for chemical information using the compound ID. Next, we're going to load in our Discord bot token by saying load_.env. And this line tells Python to load environment variables from a file called .env. And token equals os.getEnv, and we could pass in Discord_token. And basically, this line retrieves the valid Discord token from the environment and stores it in the token variable. Now let's set up the logging so we can track everything our bot does. I'm going to create a log file handler, basically a tool that writes logs to a file. And we're going to pass in multiple parameters over here. The first thing being file name. I'm going to name it Discord_bot.log. This is the name of the file where a log will be saved, and you can open it to review what the bot did or if any errors occurred. Encoding equals UTF-8. This basically just ensures the file is saved in the UTF-8 format. You can search UTF-8 if you don't understand what that means. And mode equals W, which basically just mean write mode. Once we have done with the logging, we're going to set up intents for a Discord bot. These are basically permissions that control events our bot can listen to from Discord. I'm going to start by saying intents equal discord.intents.default. This line creates a default set of intents, basically a collection of events types that the bot can access. By default, some events are enabled, but more sensitive ones like reading message content or seeing member lists are disabled for privacy reasons. And next, I'm going to say intents member equals true. This turns on the member intent, which allows your bot to access server member data like usernames, join date, or roles. And next, I'm going to say intents.message_content equals true. This enables your bot to read the content of messages. Without this, your bot cannot respond to user messages or commands. Now the bot is pretty much set up. I want to run the bot, so I'm going to say bot.run. I'm going to pass in a token. The log handler will be the handler we specified before, and the log level will be logging.debug. Actually, before we run the bot, I want to specify the command settings here. To do it, I simply say bot equals commands.bot. I want my prefix to be an exclamation point, and the intents will be the intents that we specified at line 16. To make sure the bot runs properly, I want to add a response to when the bot is boot. It will say the bot is ready. And to do that, I will have to specify the program that the bot has to execute when it's on ready. And here I will make the response print an F string in my CMD saying that the bot is basically ready. As you can see, I just got a response in the CMD saying that the bot is ready. And if I go to my Discord server, I can see that my bot is now online, which is a great sign. Now I'm going to stop the program and move on to the next step, setting up the commands our bot will be using in the server. To do that, I'll create a new section in the code for the commands. First, I'll start with a simple hello command to check if everything is working properly. And to do that, I'm going to say add bot.commands. This makes sure the program knows that we're trying to specify the commands. I want the bot to say hello to whoever used this command, so I'm going to say async define hello. The function is also the syntax for the command itself, and I'm going to say ctx, which stands for context, send. I'm going to send an F string, and it's going to say hello to the author of the command. I'm going to run the program again to get the bot online so we can test the command. Just to be sure, I will wait for the bot affirmation in the CMD. There we go. Now, let's try the command. It worked flawlessly. Now let's construct the CID command, which lets user look up chemical information using a compound ID from PubChem. I'm going to start by saying add bot.command, and then I'm going to say async define CID. I'm going to type in CTX and ID. The ID is an integer input. It's the CID that the user wants to look up. And now I'm going to use PubChem to fetch the chemical compound based on the provided CID by saying compound equals PCP compound from SID, and we're going to pass in the ID that the user have requested. Now let's move on to the embed part. I'm going to start by saying embed is equals to Discord dot embed, and I'm going to pass in some data here. I'm going to say the title is going to be chemical information. Let me write that real quick. Chemical information. There we go. And yeah, I'm gonna make sure that this is also an F string because I'm gonna also display the CID. Next, I'm gonna say the color, and I want the color to, let me think, maybe blue. So I'm gonna say Discord dot color dot blue, and the C has to be capitalized. All right, so let's move on to the embed part where we add fields into this. So now I'm going to say the name of it. We're going to start with UPAC. And I'm going to say UPAC name. I'm going to specify the value here, and the value is going to be the compound dot UPAC name. If you wonder where the compound is, we have defined it on line 35. So we say compound dot UPAC name, and then we get the value of it. And here I want to add one more thing that is in line, and I'm going to say it's true. Let's spam these things real quick, and all we need is just to change these field. And by the way, I'm going to change the first one to false. So basically, the inline thing is, so the inline equals true means that the next field is going to be on the same line as the first one. And the UPAC name is usually very long. So to avoid some suffocation, I would set the inline for the first field to be false and the two in the middle to be true, because usually molecule formula and molecule weight is usually pretty short, but the UPAC name and the smiles are very long, so I'm going to say both of them true. Finally, await ctx.send and embed equals embed sends the entire embed back to the channel. So the user gets nicely formatted chemical info into one message. This command is actually a great example of combining a public API with Discord's embed system to deliver scientific data in a clean and user-friendly way. And now is the moment of truth. I'm going to run the program. There you go. It's on. Now I'm going to try the command to see if it's working or not. I'm going to say set 402, and let's see. There you go. We have a nicely embed message on our server, which is pretty nice. Very, very nice. If you find this video helpful and that you have learned something from it today, please consider a like and subscribe. As always, I wish you a good day.